Are we live? Oh, we are live. So I got a new Apple computer a couple months ago, maybe, and the camera is horrible. And so I'm on the forum on Apple, and everyone, I'm not the only person that thinks this. And if you watch my lives on Instagram, you know that the experience I had at at Apple, excuse me, purchasing a Mac computer was horrific. We're hoping that the company does something. Like, it's 2021 when everybody's on virtually with each other, right? And they come out with this MacBook Pro and MacBook Air that has horrible cameras. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why they did that. I don't know the purpose or the intentions. There's something. All right, so we are talking about the Healy. So, Healy World. Probably half of what I'm going to say and do right now is not even allowed on the internet. But here's the thing, I'm not even giving that fact energy because, as far as I see it, this is the future of medicine. Yes, I do have an EMF piece on this. I have these things all over. I have them on my microwave, on my refrigerator, dishwasher, TV, Wi-Fi, especially. You should probably put two. My Bose speaker. What else? The girls' phones, my cell phone. Any devices that connect to Bluetooth. I should actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I should get more. I need to put one in my car. I do carry a crystal in my car, though, that's supposed to balance the energy of the car. So, you know, to full circle on that, why are we looking to balance the energy of things? So when I speak of things like EMFs and such, it's not a new it's not a new term. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just truth. It's everything has energy. Every even they measure sound, right? They measure the energy that something gives off. In other words, the vibration that, let's say, love gives, or a word gives, or your body gives off, or the sound, like when you play an instrument, that sound, those notes have vibrations and they can be measured in ways called hertz. So if you think about, if sound can be measured, and light can be measured, and sound and light are crisscrossing us everywhere, it's going through us, it's going within us, it's permeating our energy field in our body also. So when you think about all of that that's been going on for, right, since I think the conception of whatever story you want to believe of how and why and how we got here, I mean, even the earth is running on poles and energy, right? And that is measured by the idea of tilt, how much of vibration it has, how dense, it's done by density, right? So without getting into like 5 science classes combined together, ultimately what happens with this machine is, so it's cleared by the FDA in the United States to work off of, when you see me with the straps on my wrists, uses microcurrents. So those microcurrents are energies that are pumped through the wires and then attached to your wrists, and then vibrate that energy through your body. It also has the capability to measure the vibration of the energy within my body, not only within my cells, but in my energy around me. So if you've ever had someone, this would probably be pre-COVID, for example, in the grocery store, I especially found that there was a specific race that liked to stand really close to you on the grocery line. And a lot of times I'd like turn around and be like, you feel like it's your space. Like, has anybody ever come up to you and been face in your face and you're like, whoa, my space? That's because you legitimately have an energy field around your whole entire body. And that energy field, when something comes into it, you feel it. It could feel good. It could feel not good. If it's somebody that, you want to make out with, obviously it's going to feel good. If it's somebody that's violating your space and comes up into that energy field, it doesn't feel good. Okay. So that's how we connect the energy with feelings, but that's another talk. So it legitimately can go into that energy field that's around your body. So imagine there's different layers of that field. So you have the energy within your body, right? And within your cells, your mitochondria and the cells actually talk to each other by not touching each other, but sending sparks. And that's happening all within our entire bodies. It's like phenomenal. But that's also happening in everything else around us also. So as that energy exchange is happening, there's also an energy exchange right around the edge of the body. Then there's a further ones, 2 layers out, and 3 layers out, and 4 layers out. And those layers go all the way deep into what's called your Akashic records, which goes into the lineage of yourself, your DNA, your birthday, down into your ancestral lineage also. So all of those levels of energy have the ability not only to shape shift what you're doing right now in the present, but you have the ability to alter and correct them. We have the ability to do that by, really connecting with nature, meditating, listening to soulful, good vibration music. Everything has vibration, even music, even voices that we hear, especially, I bet you if we measured the vibration of what was coming out of the TV when the news was on, that shit's probably like, you probably have to put a hazmat suit on. What else? So with those energy fields, the way, well, let me reverse. Let me rewind. When we're interacting on our daily basis with our energy, right? The people we speak to, the music we listen to, the news that we read or listen to, the cars we drive, the areas we live in, all of those things affect our energy each and every moment of each and every day. And it's very difficult, like for example, if you're going to, a lot of kids today are going to school, right? And they're going to a public school building and they're spending 8 hours a day in that building for about 5 days each week. Around them and within the school, there's all of these things. There's tons of internet devices everywhere, linked up. There's computers, there's refrigerators, there's printers, there's light bulbs. Even light bulbs give off energies that aren't necessarily good for us. In other words, you shouldn't spend a lot. It's not a smart idea to have a lamp and a light bulb that's right next to your bed, which is funny because we all have that, right? We all have a light bulb and a lamp, because even when it's plugged in, it's still something that's plugged into an electrical outlet is still connected even though it's not on. So when it's connected, it's still a connector, which means that there's still energy traveling through it. Okay, that's why they also say don't keep your cell phone in your bedroom. Well, think about all the other devices in your room. And you don't want to get crazy about it, because you could get crazy about it. However, you want to be aware. So within that awareness comes, for me, was like, hey, I have this awareness of all these things, like the not so good things that are around us that I can't, I'm trying, right, to get people to realize the negative effects it's having on us. I can't change it. I can only put myself and my children in a position where we are at optimal positions, our bodies, right? That's what we could do. We do those things by eating organically, practicing exercise of whatever sort we need, listening to healthier music. Teens, that's hard now. Doing all those things. So in addition, I use this. Why? Well, because it scans my cells. It scans those layers I was telling you about into my Akashic records, and it connects to an app that I have on my phone, and it legitimately, when I turn it on and when I scan, it reads. Let's start with my aura, okay? My chakras, the energy centers within my body, okay? Within, also above my body, and into my energetic field. And it will utilize these programs that it has. Within this, there's a mirror, and it's a reflection. I'm not going to get into the science of that, but there's a mirror and a reflection, and there's sequences. If you know anything about sequences, for example, sequences and numbers create things like patterns of things like viruses. One in particular that may have been out for a couple of years, or maybe one that's coming out new strain now. It's just all they did was change a sequence of numbers. Numbers have vibration. So everything has vibration. If those sequences of numbers are created with defeat, death, fear, right? Negative things, they vibrate at different levels that maybe we don't want to really come in contact with. So sequencing is what this reads. And it looks into our body and says, hey, where are some of your sequences off? And it comes back and says, well, Sha, you need to check these sequences and these sequences. And it'll be straight up like mind-blowing. And then what I do is I run those sequences. The sequences is suggesting I need the most at the moment, right? Because there's always work to be done on ourselves. And it literally helps my cells in my body kind of turn back up awake. Now, this is not let's scan myself and send myself sequences and then, I'm better, healed, amazed. It doesn't work like that. Have I had instances where people have said, wow, I feel better? Yes, like all the time. Have I had situations where people go, holy crap, that thing is amazing. What you just read to me, let me tell you a story. Next thing you know, they tell me a story, blah, 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 and I just told them something. Sometimes they'll be like, I don't know, I don't have like a problem with X, Y, and Z. And then they'll call me like a day or two later and go, oh my God, remember you said my tonsils? I have such a sore throat. Okay. So when we deal with those types of things and those scans, we go, whoa, this thing is amazing. Because it is. But what we have to realize is that it's not just about a tool. Okay? So, for example, humans like to turn to the pharmaceutical company or to our doctors and go, hey, I have a headache. What can you give me? And they'll go, oh, you have pain in your head? Take Tylenol, take Motrin, take this script. For me, for years and years and years, doctors tried to get me on a daily medicine to prevent the pain that was having in my head. Why did I say no to that? Because here's the logic behind I shouldn't categorize my thinking as anything because it's mine. Here's the idea behind my thinking when doctors would say that to me. Many doctors, neurologists, surgeons, you name it, people that maybe are high up here in the distinction level to some. I would say to them, oh, you want to give me something to take every single day so I can prevent pain, but you can't tell me what the pain is from. No, Shara, we can't. Well, then why would I take something for pain if we don't know why the pain is happening? Okay. So that idea of let me grab something quick to fix is not what happens in this scenario. What happens is you receive that reading back. Okay, you look at the scenario that's happening, and you develop a plan moving forward. If that include that, it has to include alterations to your everyday lifestyle, meaning that this isn't a Tylenol, this isn't a anti-inflammatory, it's not any of those get better quick things. It becomes part of your lifestyle, in addition to the amazing things that it does. It's a lifestyle, along with eating healthy, changing your choices of what you're eating, how you're eating, and where you're sourcing your food from. Integrating things like meditation, breathing, and I don't always want to say meditation because people get scared from that word, but even just changing the way that you breathe. A lot of us don't breathe correctly, which is interesting. If that's, well, again, that's another video of are you breathing correctly? Are you getting optimal amount of oxygen into your body every time you take a breath? Most of us are not. So when you start to introduce this into your life at the same time of paying attention to all of the other things that you're doing. Where are you in your job? Is it stressful? Is it not? Where do you even like it? Where are you with your family, with your relationships? It dives into that shit. And it's all good. It's amazing. It's life-changing, shape-shifting, the future of medicine. But no, seriously, this is what happens. So it's funny because what did I say? Oh, let me show you how I scan, and I got into the whole story of what this device does. But I've been dealing with this for what, 9 months. And I had what's called a psychic, it was like a psychic surgery. Yeah. And what does that mean? Well, you get involved with a group of people now that have the same perception and ideas for the most part as you do, which is awesome, right? Because you find community. You find community at the same time of getting better and at the same time of expanding. And that's the point of the game, right? Expansion. So the psychic, when it goes into those things like those Akashic records, those ancestral lineage pieces, looks at the structure and says, whoa, okay, we've got to fix some of these trails here. There's a lot of bumps or a lot of holes. That's what it will look for, and that's what it will start to help you with. And when it helps with those things, that shit comes up. And then you have to process it. And within the processing of the shit that's coming up is then where the beauty happens, right? So I'm not going to say that it's an easy ride when you own one of these. I can say that it's the most amazing thing that has ever happened, because it's like that catalyst. It's that last tool that everybody's been looking for. What else can I do? Because you can legitimately take this. Now, if I could remember the name of this stone, I know it's an angelic stone, but if I could remember names of stones, I'd be a geologist. I don't remember. But this beauty here, see her? Oh, yeah. Okay. I can take the energy of this stone and record it. And when I record it, I can then vibe it back out. Let me tell you what that means. That means amazing things, but it also means that when you get vibed with the energy of a stone opposed to the energy of a microwave, right? So we have a choice because people are like, oh, we're not allowed to talk about this. Why not? We talk about fucking how bad a microwave is if we stand in front of it. So I'm going to compare this to, I'd rather stand in front of the energy of this than a microwave any day. My body's going to be able to accept, process, or let go through my cells the energy of this. Whereas if it was the energy of a microwave, that energy is produced and made to distort you. So you have a choice. It also helps, the energy of this will help balance that distortion that you just received from something like a microwave or a cell phone or a video camera or a cell tower or a TV. That's what happens. You have to think in our houses now. I remember when we were looking for a place, a lot of these places are set up as smart houses. Hells no. You guys think that's cool? You better have those. That machine is like, oh wait, you can use this. You can use this on your building. I use it on my building. I scan my building all the time. Again though, with scanning comes stuff within the building is going to come up that maybe things may break that needed to break but didn't have the point to break, and then you have to fix it. So get ready for shifts like that. That happens within our body too. 9 months of working with this and my group, and I'm not going to tell you I haven't tripped and fell on my face or fell to my knees begging, praying, but that's what happens in the process of life, and it's beautiful. So right now they've extended an awesome price that they have for this right now. This would be a great Christmas gift. If you knew somebody was actually you could teach them how to use it. It takes some time to learn, but so yeah, actually I like that idea of taking this and vibing these energies. I made a program that's called, shit, my stone's falling apart. Let's see. The highest vibes ever. So all of these boxes you see, those are different tones, different affirmations. Like my tissues are healthy and thriving. My body is at its optimum performance level. I am able to solve problems quickly, efficiently, and in the highest vibrations. I am pain-free and grateful for the ability to move and feel happy, healthy, and abundant. I am energetic and healthy. So these are, again, this, I just don't do this program and say, okay, keep going with the rest of my life as it was. That's not how it works. It's not how even if you want it to work that way, it won't. Because as you start to practice not only the energy of the affirmations, which is what this does, you also, it's in your mind and your thoughts, which then your thoughts become your reality. So if you're not only using those affirmations coming out of your mouth and in your thoughts, you're also changing it vibrationally within your body. That means all of the opposite spectrum of those positive vibrations have to come up and out if they're within you. And most of us, especially today in society, they are. So you have to literally like regurgitate that shit, and it's got to come up and out, and you have to process through it. It's the best therapy ever. It's so much work, but it's so amazing, because what else are we here to do but to live an optimal life, right? So yeah, I'm going to go record the vibes of my stone, and I'll share. If you guys were on here and you do care, that energy will be within this video and you'll get some of the vibes. So yay, peace and love.